In 2024, a young student, in a tragic and completely accidental situation, ended up taking the life of his best friend. Overcome with panic and unable to think clearly, he decided to hide the body in the old abandoned well of his family's garden, believing that no one would ever discover the truth. However, the next day, when he returned to the spot to check, something strange had happened. The body had mysteriously vanished, as if it had never existed at all. Even stranger, nobody around him ever suspected what he had done. Years went by. Now an adult, the man faced new troubles. This time, it was with his boss. One day, in a fit of uncontrollable anger, he once again lost control and caused her death again, not something he had truly intended. Panicked, he repeated the same act as before. He carried her body to the family well and threw it inside. But the following day, the same eerie phenomenon occurred. The body was gone, vanished without a trace. Since this was the second time such a thing had happened, the man began to believe that it was simply normal, as if the well itself had some supernatural power. A few years later, he got married, but the marriage quickly fell apart, arguments escalating one after another. One day, driven by rage and frustration, he tragically ended his wife's life. Without hesitation, he performed the same ritual back to the well, where he dumped her body. And the next day, just as before, the corpse had disappeared. At this point, there was no longer any doubt in his mind. The well had become his perfect solution, a miraculous way to make all his problems disappear forever. Emboldened by this dark certainty, he grew more confident in using the well as his secret weapon. Years passed, and when his mother grew old and required more care and expenses, he decided he didn't want the burden. In his twisted logic, he resolved to end her life as well. Coldly and without hesitation, he threw her body into the same well, convinced that, by the next morning, all traces of her would be gone, just like all the others. But this time, something disturbing happened. When he returned the next day, his mother's body was still there, lying intact at the bottom of the well. Thinking it was just a delay, he waited another day, then several more, even weeks. Yet nothing changed. The corpse did not disappear. Soon, a foul stench began to spread through the neighborhood. The neighbors, disgusted and alarmed, called the police. When the officers arrived, they quickly discovered the body, and with it, the truth behind all of the man's crimes, which he thought had been erased forever. So now, the question is, do you understand why, this time, his mother's body never disappeared?